most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi there, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
So we have an interesting topic today, Brad. You will no longer, all of you out there, will no longer have any excuses after you see this guy.
Right.
And you'll see what I mean. He's a Limbspiration. This was created by the people from Limblad.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So this gentleman has a prosthesis above the knee amputation.
And the things he does are
yeah,
amazing.
It is. So it's absolutely a video, no matter what your situation. If you're healthy, have all four limbs, or if you happen to have an amputation,
right,
it's for you.
Be inspirational.
Yep.
By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also go to bobandbrad.com. Go to the giveaway section. We're giving something away. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful, Brad.
It is. It's going to be exciting. Go ahead and look at it on the website.
Let us know what it is. Go to Facebook. It'll also be pinned to the top of the page. The contest. Go to Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok if you want a 60-second version of our program.
There you go. And we look forward to our podcast out there.
Yeah, that's right. Check out our podcast.
We've got a number of outstanding interviews.
Even in the car, you can't get away from us.
Yeah.
All right. As we said, the topic today is going to be, you will no longer, all of you people out there will no longer have any excuses after you see this guy. He's a Limbspiration, and that was created by the Limb Lab, by the way, who
yeah, the company that's helped him created his limb, taught you how to use it, and it looks like you're teaching each other at this point.
Brad, you can just say it. They're the best in the world.
Okay.
Well, they really
the
are.
best at prosthetics.
Yeah.
And they don't pay me.
Sure.
I'm just a patient.
I want to see if I can name your locations. Rochester, La Crosse, Minneapolis.
Yep.
Scottsdale.
Oh yeah, Arizona.
One in Nebraska, right? Lincoln.
Who
am I missing? Mankato.
Right.
I went to Mankato. How did I forget that one?
Why,
Mankato,
Bob?
Minnesota.
Why? He's 60 years old now. But I do want to mention that he drives 9 hours to get to see his prosthetist.
Yeah.
And he's seen other ones that don't compete. And to get what you need, you're willing to do that and happy to do it the way it sounds.
Yeah, and maybe he might be the only one that puts up with me.
Well,
But yeah, I've been to 9 different prosthetists and
He's the guy.
4 different organizations, and Limb Lab was the one that understood me.
Wow.
And provided a limb that accomplishes what I want it to accomplish.
And you've been in this situation for how many years?
12 years.
12 years. So you have been making this trip once or twice a year or whatever it takes.
Once or twice a year whenever I need a new socket. The socket gets changed about once a year on average.
Yep. So
now I first want to say, Brad,
I'm sorry.
You have an above knee amputation that's very difficult to handle. I mean, it's a lot harder than a below knee.
Well, there's no power, right? You have no power in your knee. And a knee, there's 3 levels of amputation that I'm aware of. One is below knee. You still have your knee, so you can pick your leg up over things.
Exactly.
And it's difficult. But then the second level is above knee, which is a little bit more difficult because you have no ability to move this forward. It's all momentum. And then the third one is a hip dysartic, which is I have 0 problems compared to being a hip dysartic. They really have a challenge in front of them. But
so in other words, it's way up.
It's way up. Yep, they take it up here.
Yep.
Now, you had said you'd be willing to give your email out.
Sure.
And we will have that below. So for those of you out there who are maybe having troubles, maybe experiencing it for the first time, or just having a tough time, you're willing to give some advice and help them out.
Well, I can tell them what my experience has been.
Why don't you do that?
And hopefully I can encourage them. I've been to some of those places that you're going to be if you're an amputee, and maybe I can encourage you, or I'd love to encourage you in any way I could. So yeah, contact me at my email or at the Wandering Amputee. And
his Instagram is the Wandering
Amputee.
So let's blow this up, folks. Let's get on there. Let's see what kind of numbers we can get him.
Yes. But I've been, I've been sitting in the hospital bed with no leg, wondering what's next.
Sure.
And I set a goal. I'd spent a lot of time in the mountains and canyons and hunting and fishing, and I'm an outdoor kid. I was one of those kids when I was that your mom is screaming, "Get in the house,"
Sure.
and you just go, she won't whip me, too bad.
Yeah.
So, but I was one of those kids, just an outside kid all the
Sure.
time. And then when I lost my leg, I sat in a hospital bed and I go, now what?
How old
Right?
were you?
I was 51.
51.
I was
Still
51.
being active all the way through that.
Yep.
And
I'd been up to the coast of the Arctic Circle and all over the place.
Sure.
Mountains of Wyoming and Colorado, and just love being outside. And so when I sat in that bed, I go, now what? Right? Well, I was thrilled. I had my kids raised, and I had done a lot of the things, right, that I had wanted to do. I didn't wait.
Sure.
That's a key. Don't wait to do things in life. You never know if they're going to cut your leg off at 51. So then I sat in that bed and I go, now what? And so I started thinking, I thought, I got to have a goal. And I thought, if I can get to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and come back out, because coming back out's a good thing.
Sure.
and if I can do that, I'm going to be okay. And so I set that goal.
You set that the first year that this happened?
I set that the day after I woke up from surgery.
Wow.
Wow.
And
Yeah, no
Wow.
kidding.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And I've been accused of not being smart enough to get out of my own way. My good buddy says that. And sometimes I think he's right. But at that time, I thought, I'm going to do that. If
But
it's
you not only-
possible.
now you not only did it, but you did it with a pack on too.
I did a 50-pound pack.
50-pound pack.
Wow.
Yeah, my pack started out at 72 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
If you've ever been a backpacker, you pack your pack a number of times,
Right.
right? And then you weigh it and you go, are you kidding me? It can't weigh that much. So we got my pack down to 50 pounds. And we took 5 days, took 2 days to get down to the bottom of the canyon, spent a rest day at the bottom at Bright Angel Campground.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came back out.
And this was you and your son? Did
My
this?
son and 3 friends.
Fun.
And how long after that day in bed when you decided you were going to do it, how many months or years or whatever before you actually did the
It
event?
was 2009 when they amputated my leg.
Sure.
And I did the Grand Canyon October 2013. So it was a process, and that's important too. If it takes a
Sure.
while, just say it's okay to take a while. So it basically took me just short of 4 years. One of the problems was finding a prosthetist that could give me a leg that would do it.
Sure.
Sure.
And I'll share this with you. The first prosthetist that I went to, he asked the question everybody does. What do you want to do?
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Because they have to know where
Yeah,
they're going to
goals.
take you.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said this to me. He said, what do you want to do? And I looked at him and I said, I want to go to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and come back out. And this is what he did.
Oh, geez.
How about if we just get you walking? Well, I'm not a violent man, but I felt something right then.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't my prosthetist.
Sure.
And I started looking around. It ended up, I got my first post-operative prosthetic from Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
And I went home to Michigan. Well, it was problematic, right? The distance
Right.
between us.
Gotcha.
And so I tried to find a prosthetist in West Michigan. And after nine different prosthetists and 4 different organizations, I
Wow.
decided to come back to Brandon. And because Brandon's the one that understood me. And
Sure.
it's so important if you're an amputee or any medical area that you have an issue, you have to find someone that understands you.
Sure. Right. Yeah. That rapport, that chemistry can be so inspiring. And in this, it's like so much of this is from the neck up or psychological. I mean, you've got
It
to
is.
battle through that. And you've mentioned that before.
What
My
kind
wife said I'm pretty stubborn.
what kind of do you have any hints for people kind of like the self-talk that you do to yourself that helps
Sure.
help maybe get you through initially and
Yeah.
even now.
I tend to focus on the positive in the day.
Sure.
Right? We all have negatives. There's going to be negatives. It doesn't matter who you are.
Sure.
And so you can choose. You wake up, you choose. Are we going to pay attention to the bad negative stuff, or are we going to do something positive? And so me, I just, I get in trouble a lot of times because I don't pay attention to other things that I should be
Sure.
paying attention to. But it's like, what am I going to do today? What am I going to conquer today? How much wood am I going to stack today? Or,
Tell
am I
them,
going to?
tell them how many times a year you hunt too, and through what conditions.
Well, I typically I love to bird hunt. I've got bird dogs, and so that's important to
Like
me. Pheasants and grouse, rough grouse.
Sure.
And so when your dog's begging you to go hunting, what do you got to do? You got to
Sure.
go hunting. So even though your wife might be throwing stones at your truck as you go out the driveway, but no, I'm real careful
I'm
that
gonna
way.
miss her.
But I end up hunting 70 to 80 times a day or a year, either mostly bird hunting.
Sure.
And I go out west, and I
for
also
those
deer
who-
hunt.
For those of you are not familiar with that, it is walking.
It is
Yeah,
walking.
I mean that, and
Yep.
your dog is hopefully getting the
The
pheasants
dog
up.
is quartering,
Yeah.
hopefully, in front of you, 40, 50
But
yards.
this isn't sitting in a duck blind and waiting
No.
for
You
the
have a
birds to come to you.
Flusher or a pointer?
It's a pointer.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
And
not that important for.
yeah.
But anyways, it is for you. But yeah, so you're walking on uneven territory. You're
Oh,
walking
yeah.
on the sides of hills, up hills, down hills, with an above
Knee-high grass.
knee-high.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
Yep.
say through
Over
the brush.
deadfalls,
sure.
You get a little wood line out there.
So you've got your gun in your hand. Do you have a
Yeah,
stick or
I thought the
walking
same
stick?
thing. Do you? I mean, because the birds
No, I
go
just-
fast.
I just hang on to the barrel.
Yeah,
No, no. If the cover is real bad, I'll take a walking stick in one hand and carry my gun in the other.
Sure.
And if you took a look at the stock on my gun, it's just got all kinds of scars on it.
Okay.
Because the one year I fell probably 100 times out in South Dakota.
Wow.
Well, what happens to the gun is the gun goes one way and you go the other.
Sure.
Just to be safe.
Right.
I was going
And-
to say you must consciously think of doing that, right? I mean,
I do.
You don't want to land
Right.
on. Yeah.
Right. And of course, it's always on safe. So,
Sure.
I mean, I can get it away from me. And a couple
So-
times I couldn't find it.
So let
When
me,
you're in cattails.
Oh,
let
my
me get this
goodness.
right or straight then. So the bird flies up. You have to drop your stick,
Yeah.
and you have to take the safety off,
Yes.
and then
Oh, yeah.
how do you have time?
Oh, I'm quick.
Those birds are fast.
The important thing is there's only one really important thing, and that's to shoot the bird before your buddy does.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, and if you shoot at the same time, who really got
Yeah,
it?
who
I
got
did.
yeah. So that's amazing. Anything else that I mean? that
Well,
you're-
I love to kayak, so
awesome.
my prosthetic leg lets me kayak.
Yeah, we didn't mention in this video, but this leg you can walk into water with it.
I can.
Yeah, and
and
mud and
Yep, and I've-
Without any concern.
No concern.
Wow.
If you get into too deep a mud, you got to rinse it out, right?
Yeah,
with some
sure.
pressurized water or whatever. But one trip, I went down the Muskegon River one day. That was 10 hours on the river in my kayak,
Wow.
fishing kayak. And then the following day, we went up to the Manistee River in Michigan, and that was another 8-hour trip in the kayak.
Yeah.
And the funny story there was I had to go, literally.
Sure.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
yeah.
I gotcha.
And I'm in my kayak,
Yeah.
right? And so you wonder, well, who's upstream, who's
Yeah.
downstream? You're going down. Well, okay, inside corner. I get over the inside corner and I swing my legs out over my kayak and I go to
Right.
stand up, right? And at the time I had a different attachment system. It was a seal-in liner, which is vacuum. Well, that vacuum didn't
Gave
hold.
way.
So I stood up and my leg went bloop
Oh no.
into the mud.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
jeez.
And there I'm standing and I got to go. And my kayak's going down the street.
Oh. Did you recover everything?
No, I never made it out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did okay.
You had
You
some
had
help, obviously.
Somebody
some-
with you.
No, no one was with me.
Oh
my
God.
I lunged for my paddle. I hooked my kayak. I pulled it back to
Oh,
me. I
jeez.
pulled my leg up out of the mud. Sat there hoping, I hope nobody's coming.
Yeah.
And so we
Oh my goodness.
Now the
did
other
what we had to
thing
do.
that you do is you'll use a chainsaw.
I
and
do.
You fell trees.
Yep. We get dead trees. I live on 3 acres, which isn't much, but there's some dead trees out there, and we like to have campfires. So
Sure.
I'll sharpen up the saw and.
So this is what we're talking about. You no longer have any excuses out there. Sorry, folks. See, I mean, this guy goes through brick walls, and you know, if you can't make it through your day, you got to do some self-examination.
You can appreciate this, but there's a story from Caledonia. When I was a therapist there about 10 years ago. There was a gentleman there who lived, and he had amputation below the elbow, so he had his prosthesis with a hook. Well, he was like 70 years old, very active, and he was water skiing behind a boat, obviously, on the Mississippi. He fell down and he lost his prosthesis. So it was in the river, and so that was talk. A little town of 1,000 people or a couple thousand people.
That was the story.
Everyone knew him, and they knew he lost his prosthesis. So he lost his hand in the river, and he was just. He was kind of proud of it.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a little spooky if it was actually looked like a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had the hook on it, but whatever. So yeah, there's you're not the only one at that level, but this is just incredible. And I'm thinking when you're kayaking and doing some of these activities, either 63,
you
probably experience some aches and pains.
Once in a while.
Yeah. I mean,
if I don't do things mechanically correct for my body,
right,
I'll tweak my lower back.
Sure.
And that'll put me out for a day or two.
All right.
Oh, Bob, I did want to say, so talking about the aches and pains, and I'm thinking, I'm 50, going to be 59, I guess, this year. I don't remember.
Just a young guy.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel bad about myself. I got these aches and pains, and now I'm thinking, I've got a lot of years ago. I could just get through this. It's going to be fine. No big deal. This is an inspiration to me with all 4 limbs, So
what I've found is it's important to be busy every day.
Yeah.
I know over the winter time, right? And I could talk to you guys about this, right? What exercises should I be doing during the winter?
Sure.
Because I'm not out there splitting wood in February when it's 4 degrees and that type of thing. But I find in the spring, I am a little bit sore after I just go do what I'm going to do during the day. And it takes about 3 days for that soreness to go away.
Yeah.
But the second day, I wake up, I'm sore, I'm a little bit stiff. Oh, by the way, I have a hot tub.
Oh.
Hot tubs.
That helps.
I love hot tubs. And so it takes about 3 days for me to get back in shape and not feel so bad.
Wow, 3 days. I'm thinking 3 weeks for me. Good job.
It's even longer.
Grandpa did give me good genetics. I'll say that. Genetics are a good thing in my.
You just don't want to lean on those too heavily. So, all right. Well, once again, we'll have his email below, and go ahead and shoot him an email. Ask him a question, and
absolutely. If I can encourage you at all, if it doesn't matter, 24/7. I want to encourage you. That helps me, and I want to help you. So
that's right.
Don't be afraid to email me or whatever.
And check out that Instagram, The Wandering Amputee.
The Wandering Amputee.
What a name.
You'll see some of the things I do on there.
All right.
Cool.
Not as much as the follow. All right. Thanks for watching, folks.